Good evening, everyone. It's great pleasure to meet you again on another video. Now we are looking at a topic under universe research. One of the topic which talks about gravity and its connective nature. This particular article, if you read through, it classifies gravity into seven different sections. One being, if you see, let me just quickly, it's gravity in body, gravity in mind, gravity in life as a source, and gravity in living beings, gravity in plant life, and gravity in the entire world, this universe, and the omnipresent nature of gravity. Then gravity in artificial or human created element. So these are classifications that come after the perspective which is created, that the gravity and the perspective of gravity that we currently know on Earth is fundamentally based on the livelihood nature of our life on our planet. But if we are to create a living condition on another planet like our moon, then the perspective of gravity needs to be explored in a deeper sense, in the sense that we need to understand what is the root of gravity, what makes gravity, what is the composition of gravity, what is the nature of gravity. This perspective needs to be explored in a more expansive nature, so that we get to understand how gravity's presence is such a source to our livelihood on our planet, and how its nature of existence can be understood for our uh, better research, for us to create better research formats on our neighboring planet, our moon. So first we need to understand the gravity, that we have an understanding, what we describe as gravity. Let's let a ball be dropped from a particular height. We know the ball is going to drop to the floor, and in this state we usually understand the gravity as having just one direction towards the surface of the earth. So immediately our perspective of assuming gravity is that its gravity is unidirectional, or it is directed towards a particular direction. But in reality, gravity is omnidirectional, and it has its presence in every direction of it. One example of understanding this is, like, while this ball is dropping, right, all the particles surrounding the ball on the upper surface, while it goes towards the surface on the bottom, you'll not see those air particles or all those dust particles surrounding the ball would not move away. If it is going to be unidirectional, right, it's going to move it away. It'll have nothing to do with this, and the ball is just going to drop. But what we see truly in nature is that while this ball drops, the other particles are also attracted towards this particular force, where we see a gravity's nature being, this whole ball is actually attracting the particles around it, and which is causing a funnel kind of a movement in that present area. And this is a perspective just to understand that how gravity is, omnidirectional. And even from this perspective, right, we could like derive the understanding of how the Newtonian equation works, where an object of a bigger size will attract an object of a smaller size. This, in an isolated understanding, right? Just in a law perspective, we don't get to understand this perspective right away unless certain, um, examples are given or like some formulations are given. But when we look at it in this sense, it's pretty much clear that the object that's falling, the closer one is just attracting the smaller ones next to it. This omnidirectional nature, right? And this understanding requires even more clarification to just build it in your mind and to have that grasp of understanding of what gravity is. Because why are we talking about all this? Like, why do we need to understand this gravity, right? Until now, gravity, you know uh, just let's get into another perspective. Like, let's say first, when gravity was discovered, right? um, do you think that gravity would have been a phenomenon in a human being's experience without feeling it, right? There is an aspect where you actually feel gravity and its presence and its work. Whatever Newton came out with, right? If it was just an expression of his understanding, like expression of his experience of what gravity is, because he was feeling its presence, in the sense, uh, the gravity's omni and existential presence was so clear in every aspect of life according to his understanding. That is when he tried to extrapolate this feeling into a concept. The same happens to us as well. We could really experience the presence of gravity, and to it is in each individual's experience. But if we have to explore these fundamentals, we get to know how actually gravity works. So that is where this kind of a conversation is more important. For instance, if a person is having a feel good day, and you know you feel that aura around you, that the relaxed feeling within yourself, and these are like expressions of gravity. And the expressions of the idea gravity is. And based on this nature, right, based on this existential format, this article explores this in a more defining and expressive way, and each of these categorizations are done, and it will further define this perspective I'm trying to deliver, which is what I uh, got into myself through reading this article. uh, the same will happen if you go read through the article as well in your own sense. But let me explain like each and every expressive pointers in this whole article. So the first one is the body's gravity. So here, the body's gravity, where you know uh, the source where we our skin is where we experience touch, right? And there is subtle elements to it. When you really observe it very closely, you can start seeing that during periods of full moon, or periods of like no moon period, you can see the gravitational change and shift around your self. Like, these sort of elements are totally only felt in your skin, right? And the skin forms a very important part in expressing this part of the gravity, this nature of gravity. And I also wanted to convey another factor. Like, if you see in one of our previous articles, where the one video I think prior to this, expressing the sun's connection, in it there is an explanation of gravity. If you could go and take a reference on it, you'll understand that you know what we're trying to define over here as well. um, so the body, and an easy way of expressing this is like someone, like, if you see, everyone has their own type of gestures when they are like too relaxed or something like that. They'd be like, they'll, some would do this, or someone would like have a different way of expressing this, their sense. And this is so comfort, they feel that comfort, and that so natural to them, that is an expression of them, uh, and of themselves in the connective nature with the gravity. So it is expressed in their skin, and this is one nature of understanding this. You can take this as a nature, and like you can explore on it and try understanding the deeper perspective that is trying to be delivered over here. The same goes with the next one, which is the mind's gravity. And the in the article it's explained, and on the conclusive part of the mind's gravity, it's said that um, mind tries to go to the extent of life, because um, it has such a nature of exploring the extent of life. And the reason given there is that human mind has a nature of researching every aspects of this universe nature. So to fulfill this aspect of the mind, right, it tries to explore every extent of you know human life. And to easily explain this, or put it in simpler perspective, is something like how our mind naturally works. It does not like justify the way it works, but it just shows the nature of it, the way it works. Like, for instance, we would have considered that certain element in life, if we have reached certain aspect of life, we would be fulfilled. The moment you reach there, that is exactly when you start to know, like, that is not what your life truly sought out for. And later you'll start feeling that this itself is just a platform to get yourself elevated to another perspective. So this is where your mind is trying to, like, go into the extent of the universe and exploring all of the universe's nature. So this is one such gravity, the way the person, the strength of gravity that you feel at that point, right, of moving beyond what you sought for so long, and you want to move beyond that, and you just want to leave that as though it's some sort of a no big thing in your life. Until then it was the most attractive part of your life, the most gravitational uh, pulling element of your life. But all of a sudden another aspect comes in, and this is an expression of gravity as well. So the same goes into the next perspective, where it said that life as a source in itself is a gravitational format, and it is the source to all universal functions um, of our existence. So one perspective of looking at this is like, um, when we are you know um, trying to explore our sun or our moon, we tend to put a lifespan for it and say it's so many billion years from our understanding and from our research formats. But if you truly try exploring the nature of the sun, or truly try exploring the nature of the moon, there are multiple aspects to it. When we truly have that opportunity of truly exploring all aspects of these great celestial bodies, once we get to a point, we start exploring that their nature is far more complex than what we initially thought it was. And to to simply put it in our exploration format, we would simply say that every planet or every celestial body in this universe is meant for human beings to live, and it has its own complex nature where we could always make our livelihood on it. But to understand this perspective, right, a better way of putting it is like, if when we are trying to see um, certain like omnipresent logics or concepts in this universe is that a person properly attuned in nature, right, is never going to feel you know uh, too sweated out or too pressured or too pushed to extreme when he's under the sun. So he, provided that he has enough you know um, necessary livelihood elements around him, but obviously the pressure and the connection that he has with the sun does not pressure him into a corner when he is naturally attained, or if he is not naturally attained, usually it feels like so difficult to be under the sun. So these sort of connective natures naturally that human beings have with these selective celestial objects never change over a period of time. These sort of connective natures that we see, and this kind of shows like, for instance, if something let's say you know we talk about global warming, and we see that certain things are going to be extreme at this point of time, and something completely opposite happens in that moment. This just shows that how life is the center point to all of the universal functions. uh, Not to belittle or like say that those aspects are not meaningful or anything. It's just that uh, their the way of the reason why such you know you know um, hard set conclusions cannot be put around the way life functions. So this is one such gravity, how life is a center for every universe functions gravity. And next we look at living beings gravity, and one perspective put over here is the evolutionary growth, or the growth within the womb is said to be one of the greatest gravitational element of living beings gravity. So uh, you know to put this in perspective as well, like a person uh, you know uh, uh, trying to, I mean, the amount of connection a human being feels or a living being feels when they are to protect their younger ones or to set a good life for their younger ones, the amount of gravitational element in those aspects are truly phenomenal, and that is what is expressed in this article as well. So I'm trying to like quickly go through it since we have limited time, so I'm not trying to go into deeper aspects of it. But if you we could always explore in another video where these elements are could be like discussed in much more detail. Then we look at like plant life gravity, and here the expression of gravity on top of the soil and on beneath the soil in the root structure, where plant life was the first thing that expressed gravity of these two formats to us. And this again goes back to our first point, where it just shows that how gravity is so omnidirectional. So when a plant is trying to, like, if you see on a if you closely observe, right, on a on days when the moonlight is more present on the night sky, you'll see the plants leaves are like pointed somewhat like in an upward direction, like gravitating towards towards the sky. You'll see it being much more erect than it usually is, and these sort of you know uh, gives us the perspective into how gravity can also be like upward. This clearly shows that how gravity can act even upward. And this is not just during the cycles of the moon, even without the cycles of the moon, on a proper gravitational part of the earth, you'll see if elements fall rightfully in place, like if water or the necessary amount of light falls rightfully in place, you'll see this activity being performed on the top part of the plant, which eventually results in how the growth of the plant is upward, and it happens in an upward nature. And and there is like the gravity that happens below the soil, where you see like when you just plant something on a sand, and you see after a few period of time this root will start collecting soil to it. It would attract the even smaller soil particles towards its root. All gravitate these elements gravitate towards this life form. And if you see in a thickly planted you know uh, tree or forest areas, where right before that the column of water below the forest area would have been non-present before the trees were planted there. So how we know the water rise to this connection, or even the soil's rigidity becomes better supporting the plant life. So all of these elements, right, come together in a gravitational format which acts on a sideways, or a, pulling downwards in a more strengthened way, where it has a foot on the soil. So here the nature of gravity again like takes a new paradigm. So this is another expression of gravity, a phenomenal expression of gravity. And the other two aspects as well, which I would probably explore in another video. And this is the kind of knowledge I got to collect from this video, and I would like to interact with you in through the questions or any kind of queries that you would like to ask us in this video. And that gives me great pleasure in connecting with you in this video. Thank you guys. See you again. Bye.